Welcome to our first Workflow Wednesday. We're going to kick things off with one of the workflows that comes pre-built as a YAML in Norsk Studio, and it's called the Vision Director. So the first thing to do is drag an SRT listener onto the canvas, and you'll note that it comes with camera 1 already entered in the configuration. Going to add camera 2 because this is going to be a 2-camera shoot. And then from the SRT listener, we're going to then put a couple of preview windows on the canvas and connect those preview windows to the SRT listener. One preview window will show you what's coming in on camera 1. One will show you what's coming in on camera 2. That way you can always have an eye on what your feeds are looking like, even if they're not active. And those lines between the components are called subscriptions. You're subscribing the previews to the SRT listener. Once your configuration is all set up, then we can drag on the source switcher. So now that the source switcher is subscribed to the SRT listener, we can drag on an on-screen graphic component. And for our on-screen graphic, we're going to use the Norsk N logo, and you can see that it's going to be placed in the top left position. You could also put it top right, lower left, lower right, wherever you want to on the screen, really. And you can change that dynamically as your workflow is running. Now that the on-screen graphic has been subscribed, the next step is to drag on the browser overlay component. You can use any HTML5 source, any web page that you would like to use as a browser overlay. Once the browser overlay is connected, our next step is to add an encoding ladder. This is an adaptive bitrate encoding ladder, and it comes pre-configured with several of the common encoding rungs that you would use in a typical workflow. But with Norsk Studio, you can add or remove encoding runs as required by your particular production needs. That's all subscribed. And so the next step will be to add the output. The output is going to go to low latency HLS for delivery to a CDN. You can also output to LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, Twitch, YouTube, and a number of other output types. You'll subscribe the video and the audio to the LLHLS, but the video is coming from the fixed ladder. So we need to change that subscription to audio only. Now that that's all set up, we'll want a preview window so that you can preview what your composed output is going to be that is being sent to that LLHLS output. Preview window gets connected to the browser overlay output. So there you have it, an entire Vision Director workflow built in a matter of minutes in Norsk Studio. We're going to make these Workflow Wednesdays a regular feature, so check back in here often and look for our next Workflow Wednesday soon.